If you guys enjoy the content on my art videos, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Odyssey. You can also find me on TikTok as well. Okay, with that said, let's see what we can learn today. Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Artextric, and today we're going to be on our final journey on body types. This one is focusing on lean to average body types. I think this is going to be rather short compared to the others because there's not really much I need to say on this topic. I think I said what I need to say in most of them, but just to give you a recap, number one thing you guys have to learn is your forms. Second thing you need to learn is your shapes and understand shape language. I did mention that in the last video. You can see that up there in the corner over there. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to be using Hinata from Haikyuu. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what that show is. The anime based on the anime is mainly. I was going to use My Hero Academia again with Deku and Bakugo, but I don't think that made any real sense because given that it's hard to actually find, not hard, but I didn't think it made any sense to pick them in their outfits or anything like that because most of their outfits are either bulky, big, or has a bunch of clothing on. So I went down the route of using something much more thinner and clothing and stuff, so I thought of Haikyuu. So I'm using Hinata here, so that's pretty much my reason. So sorry guys if you was expecting My Hero Academia again, like All Might and Endeavor and all that stuff, but not today. Sorry. Now the reason why I picked this is because of two reasons. Because I didn't see season 4 yet subbed yet, but there is a drastic difference in not only just in art style with the show from seasons 1, 2, 3, but definitely season 4. There is a giant difference, more like a time skip, if anything, based on what I see here. Not like time skip as in probably in age, maybe the Hinata is older in age, but you can see from the show, if you guys are familiar with it, it's a volleyball show, mainly above a boys' volleyball show, and it's a great show. If you guys ever thought of watching it, I recommend it highly. It'll make you feel good about life and want you to strive harder. But that's not the point. So, Hinata here, the main character mainly. You can see in seasons 1 through 3 that Hinata here is more skinnier. As you can see here, legs, not all that bulky or anything like that. You can see here. These are something this is more on the average type of body type because Hinata is still young. I think he's probably 14, 15 if I remember right, or anything like that. So he's still developing as he's getting bigger, as a kid or a teenager or up. And I think in this version he's probably a little bit older, but I'm not totally sure. But you can see that there's a significant difference between the two in body mass and also neck and arms. You can see that, right? See that? There's a massive difference. It's kind of obvious, you can see it, but those of you who are into character design, this is something you have to look close at. The legs are a lot more in seasons 4. Hinata legs are a lot more wider, as you can see. Legs here are a lot more skinnier, more thinner, not wider, but thinner. Arms are a lot more massive, not massive, but I can say more toned down. You can see as let me zoom in. You can see as these little. Let me take this way. You can see these little details and stuff like that shows definition around the character. A lot more muscle, a lot more definition. Unlike Hinata when he's much younger, there's only 1 or 2, but these are just creases of the bending of the arms or where the elbows are and all that great stuff. But there's no real definition. As you can see between the two, you can see that Hinata season 4, his body has more mass around the stomach. I was trying to find one with showing muscles or anything, but I couldn't find it, so this is pretty much what we have to deal with for now. I'm sorry guys, but if anything, if I had to make a guess, that Hinata here has more muscle more definition here, as like even under the shirt, even though it's kind of hard to see, you can see these little folds and stuff. They're not as loose compared to seasons 1 through 3 Hinata. There's just, you know, you can see that like there's the outfit's more loose, it's bigger, but when something's much more tighter or someone's more fitted in their clothes, it tends to show more creases here, here, and here, showing more tightness because he can fit the outfit pretty much on that point. Okay, so I hope that's something that you guys can understand. Oh, also, as you can see, the neck, the neck is, come on, load up, come on, evil pro thing. Okay, so you can see as the neck, oh, just to let you know, the proportions are a little bit off, I can say, because I try to line them up as best as I could. I think I did a decent job, but I don't think it's perfect, because I think the way the picture is drawn, his head is a lot more bigger compared to his old head. But I don't think that's a me problem. I think that's just the quality of picture I picked. But it was kind of close. I think everything's pretty much in line from the neck down. But when it came to the head, I honestly saw that the head was a lot bigger. So don't throw that out the window, because the head proportions are not, I think, on par on that one, because of the ratio of the picture I picked. I think that's pretty much what it is. So don't think this is off. I think this is off on point, but just the head size isn't. Okay, so with that said, okay, so as you can see, what I guys taught you is using the lines of proportions. These help you keep your characters in line, so you can at least know how to keep them proportioned. That's very important, and you have to look at what you're trying to modify when it comes to body, when it comes to skin, not skin, but like the muscle masses. Remember, like I said, they actually made the arms and legs from the beginning of the arms and legs here and here and here more massive, more wide. Compared to it, it's much more skinnier. It's going this way instead of opening up. It's going closing like this, closing like this, and closing like this. They're just closing, but they're more massive. They're open. They're wide. You see that? It goes along with the form and all that stuff. I even put down some something you guys can distinguish with. So hold on, let me take this away. Okay. Take that way. No, I'm not doing things right. Okay, so let's get back here. Okay. Let's go with that. Okay. Now let me turn them down because I know it's kind of hard to see. Okay, that makes it easier. I think that made it a lot easier. I think about there. Yeah, I think that's fine. I'm gonna use a blue so it makes it much easier to see. Now, the joints, you see on the joints here that they're there and there. See that? And the joints here, here, and here. They're close to being aligned, but because Hinata Season 4 is a much massive, you can see that the shoulders are a lot more broad. You can see that, like a lot broader, broader than before compared to Season 1 through 3. Because Season 1 through 3, I'm not saying he's not athletic. For those of you who are hearing this, I'm not saying he's not as athletic, but he is less experienced in his body. I guess you can say that his body has not developed yet. Because remember, he was just starting Haikyuu for his first year, I think, on 9th grade, I believe, as freshman, I believe that's right. So his body was not ready, but even though he went through all intense training through seasons 1 through 3 from the training camp and all that stuff, he eventually got better at season 4. I don't know how long that time period was after they won the championships, but I'm just saying, or not the championships, but towards it. but you can see that he was doing a lot more intense training. His shoulders are a lot broader. His waistline is a lot more thicker, much wider. You can see that, and that's something you guys should look forward to and look close at. So like my best recommendation for this is that if you're trying to make your characters much more leaner, much more bigger, or whatever the case may be, I suggest look at some athletes before and after pictures, or you can look at even like people who work out a before and after picture. You can see a difference between how much the wideness of their stomach is, the bigness of their arms, or how wider their legs is, or how thin their legs are, depending on what you're looking for. These are things you have to keep in mind. These are things that you have to look for. Always looking for the widening of the arms, the thinness of the neck, all these things. Because even at his neck, like season 1 through 3, his neck is like thin. It's not thick as seasons 4, because season 4 you can clearly see, even if I take this away, you can clearly see that the neck is literally thicker. Look how big the neck is. I'm not trying to make a joke, but like literally, look how thick this boy thick right here in the neck. You see what I'm saying? And then like how I curve the neckline to the head. Look how curved that is, and look how straight that is. It's more straight. This one's more curved. You see that? Or the shoulder, like I said before, the shoulders are broad and straight. Shoulders here, they're straight, but they're more curved straight, if that makes sense. You see that? Because he's more in a slouch, you know what I'm saying? But when he's standing, he's big, he's broad, he's ready to go. That's pretty much what you guys gotta look for. These are things that you have to keep in mind, and all that good stuff. Because like the shape language, if you see it, it's like a rectangle on Hinata season 1 through 3. It's like a straight down rectangle, like literally just straight down. There's no real like anything. But season 4 is more like we learned before, like more like a rhombus. See that? See how that works? Because like the widening of his waist and stomach, not really stomach, but like his sides or love handles are a lot more wider, but it's narrow. It's going towards like this, like towards the crotch area. It's like literally, like I said in the last video, like it's going towards the crotch area. Like it's getting thinner. You know what I'm saying, not trying to make that sound weird, but it's getting thinner, like around the waist area. It's thinning. You know what I'm saying? It's getting more tighter. You know what I'm saying? But like with Hinata, it's just straight, square, down, pretty much. It's not even widening. It's just stuck. So this is something you guys have to look forward to. I don't think there's anything else I can actually say. There's nothing. Oh wait, no, there is something I can say. Let me just jump to it right now. Alright guys, so sorry about that. I couldn't get an HD version for Hinata season 1 to 3. Because of reasons, because like I just couldn't find one, but I could find one easy on season 4 because I guess it's brand new, so they kept everything HD as much as possible. But anyway, so as you guys can see, as I was mentioning before, this is something important. Like look at the difference between the back, the back. You see that? The back is a lot wider. And let me just turn this down a little bit. Let me just make it a little transparent. You can see, let me zoom in. You can see that Hinata 4 back is wide. You can see that whole curve. Like I can literally curve that. Like you can see this. Like see how important that is. See how wide his back is. Like literally how wide it is. Now look at the back of Hinata here from season 1 through 3. It's wide, but it's kind of like, it's like, how can I explain this? It's like, it's more like straight on. It is what it is. It's not all that big compared to the season 4, because season 4 was built to be like, he has to be more broad, he's more built, he's ready to go, like I said before. And like I said, you can see that there is more definition here and here, here and here. I don't think that was for aesthetics. I think that literally is to prove that Hinata has been in the court, literally practicing with his teammates, with Kageyama and the rest of the gang, with Daichi and Asui and everyone else. So like you can see a bunch of these definition lines just to prove that there is experience with his body. You can see all these things. So this is also something to take consideration. You have to show detail in your work, especially when it comes to something like this, because you don't have to put a bunch of like, you have to make sense of when you're putting these lines in, because just don't put a bunch of lines here, here, here. You're gonna look crazy. You gotta make logical sense of it. The best way to do this is look at references of the human, the male anatomy. That's something you guys should look at. Look at details. What do you see most in the details? What do you see less of the details when you see like someone who's like lean in shape and stuff like that? If I had to literally guess, that Hinata has more of like a pack, maybe if anything 4-pack at best, or something that is at least visible enough, because he's been jumping around, always like snapping his abdominals, always hitting the ball in a certain way and all that stuff, and jumping all it down. His legs should be like massively, I think even more massive than this, because when you're constantly jumping, your legs are going to like be tired and stuff like that. I think the best way to prove this is when he was I think it was Karasuno versus what was that team? Oh, what was that dude? Oh, that dude was a total dickhead. What was his name? I forgot. I think it was, I forgot his name. The dude who had a problem with Kageyama. I forgot his name. I forgot his name. He was like a genius or something like that. But they went at it, and he was constantly tired from jumping and jumping and jumping and jumping. So it's things like this you guys gotta consider for your characters, because like I'm gonna point out here, there is definition here, here, and here, and here in seasons 1 through 3, but not as much, or not as visible or logical as seasons 4, because remember, he's still beginning at seasons 1 through 3. So you know, there's that. All right, so the arms are skinny. You can see, look, see how skinny this arm is? Like literally skinny. It narrows into the hand like that. But like if you look at seasons 4, it's not narrowing like that. It's literally massive. It's bigger. It is what it is, you know, and that good stuff. So these are things. And like, look at the neck. See the neck? It's more massive. It's more wide. It's more wide open compared wide. Let me move this. I'll just pretty much put it here. It's wide here. See that? See how the neck here is just straight. Boom, boom. See? Boom, boom, boom. And like, let me just take away this because there's a bunch of and then the shoulders are like slouch. Not slouch. I'm not saying he's slouching. Please don't think I'm calling him lazy or anything like that. But are like he doesn't have good posture. He eventually will. Like, it's just, it's not on the same level as his bigger counterpart. See how it's like straighter, unlike the other one. Like, I know it sounds like I'm reaching here, but like literally it's like it's smaller. Like, not only just because of the slouching, it's because like his arms are a lot smaller and he's not as big. You can obviously see there's a difference between the two. Not only just in art style, but just like overall everything. So that's pretty much it. That's something you guys always have to look forward to. Always look at these things. These are things that you have to write down. What I recommend is the 4 or 5 things I at least recommend is: 1, know your shape. Let me write this down. Okay. I would like first know your shapes. That's 1, 2, forms, 3, I think for gesture or like anatomy. I think gesture and anatomy kind of comes hand in hand, because I think gesture is mainly focusing on the pose. But if you don't know how to construct a human body right, it doesn't really matter, because no matter how much you can say as a gesture, if it doesn't look right naturally because you're missing a leg, it doesn't really matter. So I guess you can say anatomy first, and then 4, gesture, just to see how natural you're good at your anatomy. And then 5, I think, overall details. Details. What I mean by details, I'm talking about like the definitions, or not even if your character, even if you don't want your character to be big, just the fact that if you want your character to be small, more average size, like Hinata here, season 1 through 3, I keep saying that just to distinguish the difference. Even if you don't want them to be big, just the fact that you want them to be skinny, you have to keep that aesthetic. Make sure he's skinny, not make sure he's skinny on one arm and then make him massive on the other. That's just doesn't make any sense, you know what I'm saying? Or one leg is like really like thin, but the other one's like really massive. It's these details that makes all the sense, you know. So it is what it is. Or even if you're a character like let's just say Gray from Fairy Tail, he usually has his shirt off all the time because that's part of his character design, I guess. And I think it shows his muscles half the time. And even though it shows his muscles most of the time, you must realize that there is some anatomy things you have to keep track of, like how much of his abs are showing, what are showing, is his bleach showing, does he have definition in arms, all these things, you know. So it is what it is. But anyway, I think I hit the mark pretty well here. I don't think there's anything else I can say or anything else. I think I pointed out what you guys needed to know or wanted to see. I know this was not much of a drawing video, all that much. It was more of pointing out what to look for, what it is for character design and all that stuff. Even though I'm just trying my best here, I'm just seeing new things to see what you guys would like, what you don't like, what works, what sticks, and all that great stuff. But thank you guys for being supportive, putting comments, you know, leaving a like, all that great stuff. I just want to let you guys know that my Patreon will be open on the 1st of December. So if you guys want to, like, you know, support there, if anything, it'll be really highly appreciated and all that great stuff. Oh, and also I am announcing that I will be streaming on Instagram and on Twitch. I just started streaming on Twitch with Artextric. It's just that I'm just seeing how things work between the two. So I'll be streaming probably this Monday on Instagram, most likely. And so no, I will be streaming on Monday on Instagram, on Monday, and I'll be probably streaming at that same day on Twitch as well, 9 times out of 10. I just want to see the difference between the two, what engagements I'll get between the two. So I'll be announcing this again in my stories. And also, guys, look out for my stories. I'm going to put the next poll for the next subject for the following week of the next subject that we will be focusing on, and all that great stuff. So, oh, last thing. My commissions are also open probably on the 1st as well. I'll be posting at the same time as my Patreon. So, just letting you guys know. I'm going to show this up here on the screen so you guys know where to find my Patreon on the 1st of December. It's just that I'm still getting things set up for it. I'm still new to it, so I'm trying to get things set up for it. It's going to be a little rough at the very beginning, so I know there's going to be some mistakes here and there, but I will make sure that nothing will go wrong with the Patreon, if anything. So thank you guys so much for being super supportive. It was awesome to have you guys here and all that great stuff. Thank you, Hinata, seasons 1 through 4, for being our special guest and our guinea pig today. So with that said, guys, see you guys in the next video. I'll see you later. Keep safe. Hug your family. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.